What is going on YouTube and Weight Loss Warriors? It's your boy C-Dub and I'm back with another video. And today I'm going to bring you 5 mistakes people make intermittent fasting. I'm going to do it right after this. What is happening? If you're new to my channel, I lost 125 pounds eating one meal a day. Welcome to my channel. I started this to give you tips and tricks and knowledge that I learned on my journey to help you on your journey. I appreciate you joining me. I hope you become a subscriber. And to all of my subscribers, your boy loves you. Thank you so much for being a part of this channel, for helping it grow and helping this community thrive. Now, with all that put behind us, this is an important topic because we all can make mistakes, and if we go into intermittent fasting and we kind of know what to look for, maybe we can make less mistakes. And if you've been doing it a while, maybe you did make a few of these mistakes and got past it, and some of you may still be making the mistakes. So I figured I'd throw it all together in one quick video to let you understand a little bit better about what you can do to minimize that mistake. So the very first thing I want to talk about, the number one thing, is we don't give ourselves a long enough fasting window. And so this I'm talking about because the more I see mainstream, media picking up on intermittent fasting, the more they talk about a 12-12 split. And they talk about how great it is. I just saw another video. It's the third time I've seen Dr. Oz recently talk about intermittent fasting. And he talked about it in a positive light on the Today Show. And he said in that interview that he does a 12-12 split and that that's a good place for everybody to go. And it's really not a good place to go. Does it have benefits? It has one that I can think of, because you're not generally going to eat after you finish your dinner eating. That's going to save you some calories on snacking that most Americans do. And so that gives you this golden opportunity to lose a little bit of weight, to be a little bit more healthy. But you're just going to limit your calories just a little bit, and you're not going to break out into any of the other benefits like mental clarity, like fixing and helping your digestive system, like making your stomach get better balances. All of the good, solid stuff, the autophagies and yada, yada, yada that happen with intermittent fasting, you're not quite giving it a long enough period of time. You're really barely even shifting in and out of burning sugar versus burning fat. And it's just not a good enough balance to make it work long term. So I think that's the first mistake people make. The second mistake we see all over the internet, I'm going to tell you now. I see so often a video, somebody pops up and says, I've tried intermittent fasting for a week. I've tried intermittent fasting for 10 days. And I've tried intermittent fasting for a month, and here's what I learned, or here's what I think. And if you watch these videos, a lot of them are negative, and a lot of them are saying, oh, I was starving, it just wasn't for me. I don't understand what people are doing this. It's really simple to do it the other way, to eat all the time, blah, 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 blah. And they just don't give it enough time. And not only do I think this happens in videos, but it happens to a lot of the coworkers I have. They'll tell me that they started. I'll talk to them a couple of weeks later. They're already off of it, and they're complaining. They're saying they didn't really like it. They were hungry too much. It wasn't their thing. And I think ultimately they're not giving their bodies enough time to adjust to it. Once you've adjusted to intermittent fasting, it becomes really easy and it becomes really simple. And I think for the most of us, if they can just stick it out for a decent amount of time, they're going to have a better result. Number 3, and this is the one that I can stress to my OMAD community, but to all intermittent fasters, is they eat too much in their window. And the reason I said something about it with OMAD, I hear it in the 16 and 8 too. I've heard people directly say, well, the beautiful thing about a 16 and 8 is because I'm burning fat for 16 hours and I'm only eating for 8 hours, I essentially can eat whatever in the world I want to. And that's just simply not true. Sure, you can eat whatever you want, meaning yes, you can have a variety of whatever foods, but you still can't overdo it. You still can't eat too much of a food. If you sit down and you're pounding 5,000 calories every day during your intermittent fasting window, your eating window, you're probably going to gain weight unless you're working out an incredible amount of time. And it's because it ultimately is always a balanced thing. And a lot of people don't want to admit that. A lot of intermittent fasters don't even want to hear it, but it's the facts. And I don't want you to fail. I want you to understand that if you have $1 million in the bank and you're putting in $5,000 a month, but you're withdrawing from the bank $10,000 a month, you will eventually run out of money. And the same thing goes in this situation. If you're storing more food than you are burning, you are going to eventually gain weight. It's the same mechanics here. You just simply cannot put too much food in. That's the reason why OMAD works so well, is because it's very hard to put too much food in a short period of time, but you definitely can do it. And those of you on a 16 and 8 protocol, you for sure can do it. So you've got to watch yourself and you've got to be careful, and you can't overeat. Number 4. This one is a little bit of a creeper, and a lot of people don't talk about it, and I haven't seen it on a lot of other channels, but I know it's a big problem in the community, and it's something for you to think about. It doesn't matter what your window is, but we'll just use a 16 and 8 for an example. So you're doing a 16 and 8 during your 8-hour window. You're like, I get to drink good things that I've always enjoyed that I can't have during my fasted state. So you'll break the Cokes out, you'll break the alcohol out, you'll break the Gatorades out, you'll drink things that have calories, because ultimately it's during your eating window. So it's okay to eat calories. But what you don't realize is that a lot of times we don't account for the calories we're drinking throughout a day. We don't really look into it as much as we should. And so a lot of times people will tell me they're eating 1,500 calories, but when they break down what they're eating, they'll send me a list of food and it'll say 1,500, and I'll say, well, what did you drink? And they'll say, oh, yeah, I did drink 2 beers and I had a soda. And then by the time I add everything up, they're really eating 2,400 calories. And that can't happen, so you've got to be careful. My theory is don't drink any calories, but if you're going to drink calories, if you're going to have a beer with your friends or your family or whatever it is, make sure you're counting that as calories. Make sure that you understand that you're going to be able to intake less real food to make up for the fact that you didn't hit those calories. That you did hit those calories in your drink. All right, number 5, the final one that I got for you. I saved it for last because I 100% think that it's the most important one of all. The biggest mistake people make intermittent fasting is their own attitude. Listen, I am a firm believer that we are products of what we think and what we say. And if we continue to be negative and we continue to look at ourselves as failures and we continue to look at our life as difficult and hard, and we continue to not embrace the suffering as a positive, to embrace our failures as a positive, we're putting ourselves behind the 8 ball. And I see it so much in intermittent fasting. I see people that are like, I'm not losing enough weight, I'm not getting it done quick enough, or I'm really hungry all the time, or whatever it is, it's a negative thought, and they allow the negative thoughts to continue to grow, and it derails them and it knocks them off the track. When instead, if you take a moment and you pause and you rewind it and you start thinking about all of the positive things that it's doing for you, all of the wonderful things like saving time, saving money, making you feel better, helping you lose weight, it all starts to come together, and we get caught up in what we are losing. I see it so much through other people's channels. I turn it on, they've lost a half a pound, and they're pouting, and they're like, this week I lost a half a pound, and it's so unfair, I've been doing so hard, blah, blah. And they're approaching it completely different, like, man, half a pound I never have to see again. I'm so ready to lose the next half. I'm doing such a good job. This intermittent fasting thing's helping me save my life. And they're not looking at the silver lining. You have to find the silver lining, not just with intermittent fasting, but in everything in life. And if you can package that together and you find the silver lining and you put enough work in and you have the right attitude and you're coming at it from a positive place, you're going to see big time results. And it's going to happen a lot faster than you think it is in the moment. And so when we really break things down, one last note on that is a lot of people will say, well, I've been doing this for 3 months and I've only lost 10 pounds and boo-hoo-hoo. And they don't see that over the course of the next 9 months, if they continue at that pace, now they're down 40 pounds. And 40 pounds, pick up a 40-pound dumbbell and tell me it's not a lot of weight. That is tons of stress. That is tons of problems off your entire body. It'll make you feel better just losing that 40 pounds. And you're 40 pounds closer than to where you want to be in the future, which is huge. And you just got to be able to understand that looking back at now my almost 2-year journey, it feels like I started this thing yesterday. And so if I was panicking over a 1 month here or 1 month there, I could have been derailed and I could have given up on intermittent fasting. And we all know how bad that would be. Not only would I be in a bad spot, but I wouldn't be here to help you. You don't know where this journey's taking you. Just have the patience to see the journey through and keep a positive attitude big things are going to happen for you. Now, with all of that said, I want to thank you guys again for helping me reach 3,000 subscribers. I appreciate it so much. And if you're not one of those 3,000, if you're one of the 40-something% of people that are watching this, that watch it all the time, that don't subscribe, there's my face. Click on it, guys. Subscribe to the channel so that I can help you. I'm telling you what, it's free, and the information I'm giving you is priceless. I appreciate each and every one of you coming every single time. Thank you so much. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.